Today, we're going to dive into a pretty incredible idea. It's about how one of America's most overlooked regions, a place so often defined by its past, might just be quietly holding the key to our technological future. Let's explore the Silicon of Silence.
When you think of West Virginia, this is probably the kind of image that comes to mind, right? It's a place that feels defined by its geology. Its whole story seems written in those coal seams and carved by ancient rivers. It's a region that has, for the most part, watched the world's great technological revolutions unfold from a distance.
But here's the twist. Beneath that surface, that perception of a land left behind, lies a hidden and, it turns out, an increasingly priceless strategic advantage, a measurable, profound electromagnetic stillness. For a long time, the state's cultural and geographic isolation, well, it was seen as a disadvantage, a liability even. But what if that very isolation, that profound absence of modern digital noise, is exactly what the next great technological revolution needs? And this brings us to the heart of the story, the central anomaly that changes absolutely everything. We're talking about a vast, federally protected area where the constant digital roar of the modern world is intentionally turned down to a mere whisper. So get this, it was established way back in 1958. It was designed to be a sanctuary, a safe haven from the growing electromagnetic noise of the 20th century. And today, it's one of the very few places left on the entire planet where this kind of quiet is intentionally and legally preserved.
And we're not talking about a small park here. The scale of this thing is just immense. 13,000 square miles. It stretches across West Virginia, and even parts of Maryland, all legally protected just for the sake of scientific listening.
So what does that actually mean in practice? Well, it means a near-total absence of all the signals that completely saturate our modern lives. Think about it. No strong cell service, very limited Wi-Fi. It's essentially a digital void, and it was created entirely by design. And this is the guardian of all that silence. The Green Bank telescope rises like some kind of geometric monolith right out of the valley floor. And it's listening for cosmic signals that are so incredibly faint that a single, malfunctioning microwave of a nearby could completely drown them out. That's how sensitive this is.
For decades, this incredible quiet served one single purpose: to hear the faintest whispers from the cosmos. But it turns out the very same conditions you need to listen for dying stars are precisely the conditions required for a brand new technology, one that could literally redefine our world.
The answer? Well, it lies in the strange, powerful, and unbelievably fragile world of quantum computing.
Okay, let's break this down real quick. A classical computer, your laptop, your phone, it works with bits. They're just simple switches, on or off, a 1 or a 0. A quantum computer uses something called a qubit, and thanks to a wild principle called superposition, a qubit can be both a 1 and a 0 at the exact same time. This just explodes its information capacity, allowing it to solve problems that are literally impossible for even our most powerful supercomputers today.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a catch. This incredibly powerful quantum state is also exquisitely delicate. I mean, it's like a soap bubble. The slightest disturbance from the outside world can cause the whole thing to collapse, destroying the entire calculation in an instant. And these are the enemies of quantum computation. But just look at that first one. Stray electromagnetic radiation. The very same digital noise that the quiet zone was designed to eliminate is one of the single biggest threats to the future of computing. It's almost poetic, right? This is why West Virginia's silence is no longer just for the astronomers.
Now, this might all sound a little bit like science fiction, but it's really not. There's actually a clear historical blueprint for how overlooked places with very unique assets become the epicenters of innovation.
You know, innovation doesn't just spread randomly. It settles where the conditions are just right. The desert isolation of Los Alamos, perfect for the Manhattan Project. The empty coast of Cape Canaveral, the best place to launch rockets. So you have to ask, could West Virginia's electromagnetic silence be the defining, must-have asset for the quantum age?
And you know what? The quiet isn't its only advantage. The region also offers a ton of the practical stuff that's essential for this kind of high-tech development. We're talking about abundant land, low real estate costs, access to fresh water, a solid energy grid, and more fiber connectivity, all of it within striking distance of major East Coast cities.
A transformation on this scale, it would be about so much more than just technology. It would fundamentally reshape the region's entire culture, and really its whole story.
For generations, Appalachia's story has been one of extraction,
of taking things from the ground, and often of economic struggle. Investing in this kind of frontier science, though, that offers a chance to write a completely new chapter, one focused not on taking from the ground, but on pure discovery.
The quiet zone itself could actually become a powerful brand. I mean, think about it. Just like Swiss made on a watch means precision and quality, built in the quiet zone could become a global gold standard for the most sensitive, most advanced technologies on the entire planet.
But this potential future, as amazing as it sounds, it's not guaranteed. Not by a long shot. In fact, it comes with a central, incredibly delicate challenge.
This is the central tension, the paradox at the heart of it all. How do you build a massive tech hub without destroying the very quiet that makes it valuable in the first place? It would require this incredibly careful balancing act between encouraging development and preserving the zone's electromagnetic purity. But just take a moment to appreciate the powerful symbolism here. The idea of machines that operate at the very edge of physics, probing the nature of reality itself, nestled within the ancient, folding mountains of Appalachia. It's this beautiful, powerful union of the deeply old and the profoundly new.
And really, that's the question we're left with. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, the future won't be found in the world's loudest and busiest centers of power, but in those rare, overlooked, quiet places where you can still hear the subtle signals of the universe.